to stop us now?
Let's find out.
There may be a way to save your son.
I've always wondered how you'd taste.
Some people find clowns scary, some people find clowns charming.
Bill is so good at making you think that things are okay, a child is at ease, and suddenly he strikes.
The thing with the lips, the voice, the whole thing, it's just Bill.
Dance with the clown!
Pennywise is terrifying.
Bill's got the baby face with the big eyes, plus he can also drool on command.
I created the general look of Pennywise. It was an evolution. Rob McCallum was one of the concept artists. He did the smile that goes all the way through the eye and the eyelids and ends up in a spike. It was a team effort. There's a deformation in his look that I find very unsettling. You see the creases and wrinkles and warts, horrible hair, not to mention the putrid teeth and the yellow eyes.
Once Bill steps in, we put the skull piece on. We had big holes cut in the back to vent the heat and the sweat. Then we do the forehead. With the foreheads, we didn't totally seal the edges. We would know in advance if he was going to go from an angry brow to a normal brow. It would actually be on the call sheet.
Bill is a saint because when he plays this character, between putting it on and taking it off, it's a good 3.5, 4 hours of his day.
Andy did draw a sketch with that smile. The first test makeup we did, we had to freehand it. There was no stencil or anything. So once it was approved, then we had stencils made, and then we could reproduce it for every application, because that's just painted on the outside. Andy wanted it kind of broken up too. He didn't want it to look like it was perfect. So it's always kind of patchy. It's to give him more of that doll-like appearance, like the paint is cracked. He had mascara to make his eyes look as dark as possible around the yellow lenses.
Show me some gum there. Oh, that's the phenomenon.
The kill teeth, which are all the jagged, almost like piranha teeth. It's a full upper and lower denture. And he can't really close his mouth with them because all the teeth overlap one another.
Chris Pennywise fire too, right?
Chris Pennywise fire.
It looks amazing.
And then we also have, we call them the bunny teeth. It's just his two front teeth. So they're just like caps that slide on.
The hair of Pennywise in the series is a little more curly on the tips.
Because it was a period show, I wanted it to be authentic. And I just decided to do a roller set on Pennywise. I thought, I'm not going to use the curling iron. I just didn't want it to be simple. It just came to life. It's a handmade human-haired wig, and each hair is knotted one at a time.
It's a tough job. I don't envy her.
For Bill, it just became routine. He would come in, sit down. It was his quiet time to get into character. And then he would go to set, and everybody was happy to see him as Pennywise. He's the main guy.
Duck and cover, kiddos.
How did it become Pennywise? Why did it took its shape? Our journey was the excitement of shedding some light on the origin story of Pennywise.
It, in 1908, assumes the shape of Bob Gray, this sad guy who had lost his wife. He loved his daughter and he loved the circus.
The big tent will come a-calling again, but this time, my act will be different.
It wasn't a creature, it wasn't a monster, it was just a man in a clown suit trying to entertain kids. Why did it choose this form? What did it see in Pennywise? What it saw was someone who absolutely mesmerized little kids. For a creature whose whole thing is eating kids, that's a pretty attractive proposition. And that was where the Urchin Boy came from, this idea of it in an innocuous form, hidden somewhere in and around that show, just watching the way kids react to Pennywise.
I can't find my parents. Will you help me find them?
Every beginning of its cycle starts and ends with a big episode of violence. We call them auguries. And the black spot is one of them.
They chained us shut.
We started with the black spot as one of the most horrific events in the book, and we build a story around it. It starts like a space for the black airmen on base where they can have fun.
And the more we thought about that, we went, well, wait a second, there's a whole world of Derry we haven't explored, which is the world of the Derry Air Force Base. And so it was just this very fluid, fun, organic process, finding all these clues to what the story of Welcome to Derry was gonna be. And it started with the black spot.
Watch out!
We wanted to create the impression that things were happening in real time with a single camera move. It was not easy to shoot.
Action! Molotov 1!
We had huge rehearsals so that camera knew what it was supposed to do, so the actors knew what they do, what stunts knew what they were going to do, what background knew what we were going to do. We layered it in. It's a very delicate process because these are pivotal moments.
Get down!
And there's fire, and there's screaming, and there's running, and there's actual physical danger, so we have to be very efficient.
We had about 35 to 40 people in this building. It was close quarters with a ton of fire. You couldn't see 3 feet in front of you. So we would rehearse, dance through everything, so when we started smoking it up, you could still get the job done.
Pool table!
3 days of burning. We burned down the black spot from all different angles. An incredible amount of fire and heat, and repeatable, so it could be on fire all night. But we weren't destroying the set because we needed to shoot for so many days in a row. It was a big push to really make sure we could do the scene justice.
There's not enough room for both. Please, no!
To keep the emotional stakes, we needed to lose one of these kids.
I love you, Rich. That was like the most painful scene I think I've ever filmed. I love Rich so much. I'm usually giving high fives to everybody, hugging everybody, but that day it was a little more calm because I was trying to really feel Richie in that moment. But I was happy that that happens because then it brings more life to the story and because Rich saves Marge.
Look at what happened last night. Americans have stopped hearing one another. And the one thing that makes people really listen is fear.
Francis Shaw's a man at a time. He sees America changing, and he doesn't recognize his country anymore. He's fought wars to protect his country, but now it seems like the enemy is within. How do you fight the enemy within?
He believes that when people are afraid, they will listen. And he wants to be one single country behind one single goal.
Finish it!
He realizes, if I can just release this creature onto America, this creature that makes people afraid, that'll scare people back into their place, maybe it'll be the America that I grew up in again.
It's nothing new. The idea of using fear to control people is not a new idea. We're just tapping into it with a little bit of a supernatural nuance.
That's what the monster in Welcome to Derry does. He uses people's divisions to set them against each other.
Rescind the order. Do it!
This is day one of Welcome to Derry. You guys ready? And action!
First day on set.
The magnitude of it is unfathomable.
It's super exciting.
Once we were done with the movies, there were things left that we wanted to tell.
Originally, we wanted a prequel movie, but then it evolved into something bigger. Welcome to Derry is based on the interludes of the book.
The interludes show you a little morsel of the history of it.
I thought if anyone would believe me, it'd be you guys. This story's insane. Look where it's coming from.
We are taking those important events and shedding some light around it.
Our first season is 1962, which is 27 years before the first film in 1989. Andy came up with the idea of going backwards.
There's a different kind of fear in 62 than there was in 89. There's racial issues. There is a specific fear of a nuclear attack and war. People here are more concerned about an attack from Russia.
The supernatural fear is a byproduct of the fear in everyday life, fear of the unknown, of what is different to us. We see our children who are witnesses to this fear, and then we see the adults who create a lot of this fear.
Everything about Derry relates to our real world, to the point where everything horrible that happens in Derry can actually happen in every town in America. This is where it becomes almost like a symbol. Does it exist because we believe in it? But there's always that lingering question. Is all of this product of supernatural evil or the evil intrinsic to human beings?
What is that?
A clown.
Andy had such a good time working with Bill Skarsgård that being able to also continue to explore Pennywise, but also the man before Pennywise, Bob Gray, that was something that attracted us a lot.
Pennywise is such a mystery. We wanted to know more. Telling the story of the indigenous people is very important because they are the ones who faced this evil for the first time. It's a story that is not seen before in the It movies. Our journey was an inventive path because there are a lot of things that we don't know because they don't exist. In this series, our attempt is to unveil certain of those mysteries, but create some others. This season focuses a lot on the theme of family. The Hanlon family is in the center of the story. Leroy Hanlon is the grandfather of Mike. Mike is one of our beloved characters in Chapter 1. In this series, we tell the story of Leroy as a younger man.
We really wanted a prototypical 1962 nuclear family. A staunch father, a military man, a mother who seems on the surface like a stay-at-home mother, but she's got a lot of her own stuff going on. And then you have the son who's very different from the father.
It's exciting to explore the life of that family, how they arrived for the first time to Derry.
Don't be looking for trouble. There's gonna be trouble anywhere we go. That's the country you swore your life to defend.
I love period pieces. I was having a blast throughout this whole time, man, just being a fan of the franchise. It's been a treat.
When I read the script, I really love that we're tackling both the existential but also like the material realm and the hardship of, I guess you could say, our ancestors.
We go into the military world because it was the height of the Cold War. There is a very important naval base in Maine.
The Black Spot is one of those tragic events that we chose to build our story around.
The Black Spot is a speakeasy for African-American airmen who were serving on the Derry Air Force Base. According to the book, Dick Halloran was there. Dick Halloran, who is one of the most iconic characters in the lore.
We decided to give him a bigger dimension and a bigger protagonism in this story.
When I read the scripts, I was very excited. I remember being like, oh, this is like a chunk of an exploration of his soul.
The general teams up Dick Halloran, who is a guy that has supernatural powers, with Leroy Hanlon, which is a man without fear. Those two characters make a very good team to accomplish the mission that Shaw has in mind.
Okay, let's go. 1, 2, 3!
It's been magical. People will be immersed in a world that is very rich, funny, scary as hell.
Hopefully we take the fans into a journey of exploring those obscure events in the past of the story.
Caramba! Não brinca! Eu adoro isso!
Todos os túneis vão pro subsolo, onde nenhuma criança será encontrada. se afastaram para se juntar ao espetáculo e se perderam no mundo lá embaixo.
O medo se instala em cada pessoa viva, os toca como uma névoa.
Se juntaram ao circo e deixaram a cidade. Agora elas vivem aqui embaixo, como um palhaço. Embaixo 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 como. Embaixo como um palhaço.
Gather round, little friends, gather round, and feast your eyes on the amazing Pennywise, the dancing clown! The dancing clown!
Give us what we want, and we go away. Hank Krogan.
Show me the bow.
The dancing clown!
Dick, what are you doing? Can't take it no more.
When I close my eyes and I dream of you, I see your pretty faces and I taste them too.
Dick will.
But my, oh my, how I wish to cry every time we say goodbye. So long, losers! Ha 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 ha.